What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get started with this week's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close, and we're now on the road to 500 subs. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the summer. Only time will tell. But as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at a collector store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, however, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, excuse me, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes of potentially pull a collector's rare out of the set, much similar to what I pulled out of my Genesis Impact box I opened up last year, which is obviously this. Excuse me, B-Cop from the Underworld. This looks absolutely beautiful. Obviously, with all of the new dark-based decks that are going to be coming out into the format, this card will definitely come in quite handy. So be sure to definitely get yourself a few copies before they sell out off of Troll and Toad or TCG Player, depending on what you prefer. But as for me, I'm gonna get my copy graded, but I never came up with a good opportunity to do so. Excuse me. But with that being said, if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's biggest issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's biggest issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys aren't even subscribed. And to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have yet to subscribe, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: which Yu-Gi-Oh anime character that hasn't had one yet do you believe deserves to get a structure deck? And again, only one that that hasn't had one already. So be sure to answer in the comments below. And for this week's episode, this one's gonna be a bit of a weird one, because I don't think I've ever done anything like this, but I want to give you guys a review of the brand new Cyber Dragon Tactical Tri Deck Structure Deck, which apparently is basically a full 40 card meta deck, if you will. So I don't know how I'm gonna title this video. You guys will see. We'll see once it gets posted. But I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on it, and just talk about it for a bit, because obviously you guys know when it comes to 42 structure decks, it's literally a 40 to 42 card pre-constructed deck that you only get one copy of whatever is in the set. Well, with this one, you actually get a full-fledged meta deck that many people consider to be not as meta, but it's pretty damn good in my honest opinion. So here is the tactical try deck for Cyber Dragon. We know that it'll be released in the OCG on June 8th. But as far as the TCG goes, I don't know if it'll be released in the TCG because of one thing, and it's the fact that Max C is in this structured deck. So I don't really know if if it'll be released in the TCG. If it does, I can almost guarantee you that Max C is definitely going to excuse me. I can almost guarantee you that Maxi is definitely going to be replaced with something else, like perhaps Ghost Bell, perhaps, I don't know. But the main deck consists of 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 Cyber Dragon Core, 2 Cyber Dragon Hers, 1 Cyber Dragon Noster, 1 Cyber Dark Chimera, 1 Jizukiru, the Star Destroying Kaiju, 1 Therion King Regulus, 2 Galaxy Soldier, 2 Ash Blossom, and 2 Max C. The spells, you have 2 Power Bond, 3 Cyber Emergency, 1 Cyber Repair Plant, 1 Cyber Dark Realm, 1 Machine Duplication, 2 Clockwork Knight, 1 Triple Tactics Thrust and Talent, a Sales Band, a Raigeki, a Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Called by the Grave, and 1 Forbidden Droplet, as well as a Red Ripu and an Infinite Impermanence. And the extra deck, you have a Cyber End Dragon, Cyber Twin Dragon, Chimera Tag Mega Fleet Dragon, Fortress Dragon, Rampage Dragon, Cyber Dragon Nova, Infinity, Seeger, Sky Striker Ace Azalea, and Salmon Grey All Mirage. Now, this is one of the weirdest structure decks I've ever seen. But what's interesting is that Simo, I think was Simo. Excuse me. Who is it? Simo? Yeah. I think it was Simo. He took to X and said that this is what a structure deck should look like. Honestly, I completely agree. But the problem is that if you're running kaijus in your main deck or something, then sure, you still have to get at least 2 or 3, at least. Excuse me. At least like 2 or 3 of the structure deck, but at the same time, if you're gonna go like full power, where it's like 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 Core, 2 Hers, 2 Nosh, 3 Hers, 2 Noster, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Jizukiru, 2, like 1 or 2 Power Bonds, 3 Emergency, 2 Repair Plant, 3 Machine Dupe, double talent, all that. Then yes, 100%. You got to get at least 2 or 3 of the structure deck. But this is one of the weirdest ones I've ever seen. Only because of the fact that this extra deck, you just heard me say it. There's only 10 cards in the extra deck. Now, as far as like As far as like some of the other cards that could have been in this extra deck, honestly, honestly, I mean, the possibilities are pretty much out there. I mean, they could have done Zeus because of the fact that Cyber Dragon Infinity can absorb monsters that are in attack position as its own overlay unit, and you can keep doing that until you have enough materials for Zeus, which again, Zeus is one that could have definitely been put in this structured deck. But the way I see it, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, you've got cards like excuse me, with a structure deck like this, you have a mix of pretty much everything. Not only do you have the negations in the form of cards like Droplet and Imperm and Red, and of course too, the reboots, and of course Ash Blossom, as well as Cyber Dragon Infinity. You also have as well the pops, and the board breakers, if you will, in the form of cards like Rampage Dragon. I think Mega Flake Dragon is definitely one that comes into mind. Of course too, Lightning Storm, Duster, Raigeki, and then of course too, you've got the board disruptors in the form of the Jizukiru, the Maxi. You've got as well Clockwork Knight, which is a massive disruption. And then you just got, and then you also have to have a couple of big ass beaters in the form of both Cyber Twin and Cyber Ends, which is absolutely insane. But honestly, this is still, even though it's a good structure deck, it could have been better. Excuse me. It could have been better, in my honest opinion. I feel like some of the other Cyber Dragon cards could have been in this list, and I'll give you a prime example, because I've been meaning to update my Cyber Dragon deck for quite some time, but give me a second, you guys. So, alright, so I'm officially logged in. Cyber Dragon. So the crazy thing is that there are so many other cards that could have been put in this. Excuse me, in this structure deck. Cards like Zeus, cards like number 19 Frieza because it's a level 5. Cards like number 61 Volcasaurus, even also cards like Cyber Dragon Dry or Cyber Dragon Veer as well are definitely cards that could have been put in this deck. Even also cards like Cybernetic Overflow, which is actually an insane board wipe as well. Again, and also Cyber Valley. I know that a lot of people are sleeping on Cyber Valley, but when you really think about it, it's essentially pot of greed, So Honestly though, I think all in all, this structure deck is absolutely nuts. Um, and the way I see it, my opinion, is it even worth buying? Is the question. That's like the big question here. Is it worth buying? Yes, yes. Ironically enough, there's been a lot of like chatter going around on social media that supposedly not with the next core set that we will be getting, but I think the next one after, or the next one after, or something. I don't know when, but sometime this year, or perhaps sometime next year, we're gonna be getting some brand new Cyber Dragon support that apparently, which apparently is supposed to, I guess in a way it's supposed to help change how people build Cyber Dragons. I don't know what the hell Konami's got planned, but as far as like some of the other cards that could have been in this structure deck, in terms of like hand traps or whatever, cards like Radiant is definitely one. Kumungus is definitely one that comes into mind, even though I believe Kumungus is an Earth. Jizukuru I think is a Light, so in a way it makes sense. But when you really think about it, when you really think about it, you have cards like Mega Fleet Dragon, Fortress Dragon, Rampage Dragon, which are all dark. If your opponent has a card like, say, you know, the Fire Barrier statue or something like that, and you need a way to summon out your Chimera attacks, you would literally need a kaiju that's not Jizukuru, but something like maybe Dogaran. I think Dogaran is fire, so it would work. It would work on the fire barrier statue, and then you could just go. You can just combo off from there, which is pretty crazy. Cards like the Solemn cards is definitely one. Are definitely some cards that come into mind that could have been in this structure deck, but it is definitely worth picking up. I don't know if it'll be released in the TCG. I'm sure Cyber Knight will probably talk about it, because he always opens up OCG products. Big shout outs to Cyber Knight, but all in all, it's a pretty decent structure deck. Definitely worth picking up, but excuse me. But it is one to definitely look out for, because of the potential new support that we'll be getting in the next year or so. But get ready for that. Can't wait to see this product get released to the public, and who knows? Maybe all structure decks in the future could be like this, because this is something that everybody has been wanting to see. Everybody has been wanting to see structure decks look like this, where they only need to pick up like one or two, and then just use and then just mix the spells and traps together and put that into the deck itself. So it's definitely something to consider. I'm sure Konami will definitely consider it, especially for us here in the TCG. Sorry, I couldn't speak. But only time will tell. But with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.